My angles of him is how I like to call this specific comic line, where I explore specific situations that happened and make it even more exaggerated or fantasy or whatever I feel like doing it at that time with that type of story, with that type of moment. At this point, I'm showing you how I go through all my sketches in this specific page. And from a sketch standpoint, I just put down my final lines. Because when I'm sketching, I already know where my light is gonna be. I just have to understand where I put the heavy lines and the thinner lines. In this specific page, I want to talk about how I went with the composition and the intensity of some moments. For instance, he's coming back from the supermarket and now he has a bunch of bags with a bunch of food or whatever those bags have. And now he's not only a man, he's some sort of creature that is figuring out between the bags which ingredients does he want, does he needs. And then a small accident happens and there's a drama. This actually happened in the real life, which I found it really funny, and because he made it a little bit dramatic, it was even funnier for the both of us. And because this person is quite clumsy, I was like, well, let's play with it. I want that here. So main points I want from this comic page is he went to the shop, he came back with the groceries, there was a lot of groceries everywhere. There was this specific ingredient that, it's crucial on this dish, and he let it crash on the floor, which is really funny. And he finally made it. He finally brought the dish to the table. And it's so tasty. Let me know if you recognize the dish by the end of this video. Anyways, as you can see, I already put some bullet points of what I do when I start to do this type of approach. And I gotta tell you, I do hate coloring, texturing, rendering, whatever name you want to give it to it. I really don't like it, but one thing I know for sure, I start always the same with the same solid base, which is giving it flat colors so I can understand the vibe that I want for that specific shot, for that specific illustration. And then I try to make it as entertaining or fast as possible so I don't get too bored of texturing it. Anyways, one thing that I for sure test out back and forth a lot is the values. What is the values? Is what the color is on a grayscale. So for instance, a color might seem darker or might seem lighter, but if in the grayscale they are in the same values, probably it will show the same gray, even though they are not the same color. You might want these results in specific situations, but not when you want some contrast between light and shadow. And once you understand what values do for you and do for your piece of art, then you can understand how you can play with it and make some details out of it and get away with some stuff. There's still a lot of things that I want to do, that I want to show you how I do it, so if you like this video, please let me know. Here's the final results, and if you do like it, I will see you on the next one.